Alrighty.
Skulls and SoundWaves.
Skulls and SoundWaves. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. Me, Brody, and Ali. We have our drinks here, the Batongas.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers to that.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is quite literally the best thing you've ever introduced me to.
It's a phenomenal drink.
Mm-hmm. I would say, other than us bonding over our torment with the mold at the Addison apartment complex, this has been the biggest blessing, is meeting somebody like yourself who has gone through the same thing.
Yeah. Samesies.
Dude, like, going through all of that, how did that make you feel as a individual?
Going through the whole mold thing?
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy. I'm taking the headphones off now.
Yeah,
It's distracting me.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So the whole mold thing. So I think I told you I lived at Addison Apartments at the Park for 3 years, and there was mold. Long story short, and I told them there was mold. And you know what they do? They just come and spray it. I don't even think that was anything meant to, help with the mold. I think it was just like spray paint or something like that.
It's just placebo.
Yeah.
Pretending that they're fixing.
Like, I don't like, I think it was you that told me this, but like when you call a mold company, you have to get permission from the complex first in order to, have them come out, because they're just like, we've got it done on our own.
And they always deny it because they will never have an actual person inspect these apartments because they know what they got harboring inside over there. But dude, long story short, I met you. I saw you at the across, like at the tavern, and literally told you my story. I told you what I'm going through, and it was just like a God-given gift. You were like, "Hey man, I went through the exact same thing," and I told you I'm gonna file a lawsuit. I'm gonna tear them apart. I'm gonna get my money back.
Right.
And you told me, dude, just get out of there. Yeah. It is not worth your time.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if anybody, we can clip this and send this to every resident that lives there. If you live at Addison Apartments at the Park, get the fuck out of there. Get out.
And we'll get you a batanga, because that's what Brody did for me.
Get out of there.
Grab a batanga.
Come move to one of the, any of the other complexes near there. So yeah, to give y'all some context, me and Ali, we met at the bar, talked about our situations. He moved out of there. Now he's living in the complex I live in now, which is literally across the street.
Yeah.
And I finally decided, I want to upgrade because I was sick of that place. Like, mold is horrible for your immune system. It clogs your lungs up, and it occupies your immune system. So I had a tumor and stuff like that. I don't know if the mold caused it, but I definitely know it didn't help.
It definitely agitated it, that's for sure.
No.
Yeah, I was worried sick that I would get anything similar because I have sensitive sinuses as well.
Yeah.
But dude, we're past that. So cheers to that.
Cheers.
Found an amazing new friendship through PTSD, mostly through batongas.
Yes.
And like just a general drive and passion for creativity.
Yeah.
Like, what makes you think is the reason we were like brought together? Like, have you ever reflected on as to like the question why?
Well, I honestly think we're both very good judges of character, and you could tell, like, right off the bat, I just feel like we could tell, like, we saw each other. I saw you as a good person. I was like, this is a good fucking guy right here. And little did I know, like, we had so many things in common, you know, like your passion for music. I'm more on the technical side, you know, I went to audio engineering school. You want to do like music and stuff like that, which I kind of do too. So like for myself, but like you also do a lot of film stuff. You know so much about film.
I do.
Yeah, and I think
I wouldn't say I'm good. I want to be good. I definitely hold myself.
I think you are good. Like you've already worked on like a film or like multiple.
A couple of films, very amateur films that I personally.
I've never done that, so like I don't know what it's like going through like an hour or two of editing of film. You know, especially
It's torment.
I bet, and I can't even imagine because like you're editing everything. A movie has so many moving parts. You've got the music, you've got the dialogue, you got
the acting,
everything, dude.
and everything is falling apart, and it's up to you in the editing room to make sure you stop the bleeding. That's
Right.
That's the most stressful thing about making your own film, because you're not paying anybody. Everything is derived from your brain. Everybody that's on board just wants to see that project happen, and everybody's doing their best. But when it all comes together, you're lacking that symphonic feel to it, because the actors are on a different wavelength, the music is on a different wavelength, the storyboard is just, the pacing is not meshing, and then just the overall general professionalism of the execution is just not there, because we're all amateurs. We're all doing this for the first time. So you're excited throughout the entire process, writing, putting it together, bringing everybody together, and then you're sitting in front of that computer, editing it, and you just want to tear your hair out because it's not the movie you wanted, but you're doing your best to make it happen.
Right.
I just made 2 movies so far, so I'm finishing my second one. I'm hoping that, you know, the third one or the fourth one that I make is gonna be up to my standards.
Right. So you've done two. I can't even imagine doing 2 movies because I've never done a movie. I've been on some podcasts. Yeah.
I gotta face you, man.
Yeah.
I feel like
you're good.
what are we talking to?
And now you're like mic level, so that's good.
Yeah.
I was like, sorry, my professionalism kind of. I was like looking at it. I was like, oh, should I tell him? Should I move it?
No, yeah, just tell me, man. This is just a podcast numero uno. Yeah. We're not sure what we're doing. We're
don't
improvising.
know what the fuck we're doing.
We're just improvising.
We're just drinking, you know. But anyways, I was gonna say you've worked on more than one film. That's crazy. I've worked on hundreds of songs, which honestly, yeah, they're a lot of effort. They take a lot of time, like especially in mixing and mastering and things along that line. But like, yeah, you know, recording, it's fun.
One of my closest buddies, who was like a side character in my second movie, like a big side character. He was one of the detectives. Close to the end of filming of the movie, he kind of grabbed me and he told me, you need to focus all of that energy in making something of quality, not of quantity. And I told him, what do you mean? I'm making a grand movie. I'm making one movie. And he told me, you are stretching yourself too thin with this project. Make a short film. Make something, 2 to 20 minutes, something within that range, and put all of that effort that you're putting in a 2.5 hour movie to something that small. Condense that.
Right. And
you've been telling me something similar.
That's an interesting perspective, because I always say like one great song is better than like any quantifiable amount, 100, 1,000 shitty or mid songs. Like one great amazing song is so much better than any amount of fucking bullshit, right? And let me give a quick shout out. I've been working on a song lately. My friend Jordan, one of my best friends, and it's been a very ambitious song. God, I'm talking like Donald Trump. My bad.
It's a very ambitious song.
I'm like Kamala Harris when she tries to sound like Barack Obama. Anyway, sorry, I got sidetracked. Jordan, I love you. You are getting so good at music. And thank you for letting me work on all your songs, seeing you grow. That's the most fun part about it. Like, and that's what I've been enjoying with you is the music you've been making is authentic. It's inspired. It's not just like, oh, I fucked your bitch. I be doing drugs. I be trapping. No, you're fucking not. What are you doing?
I'm an emotional man. I went through some difficult parts in my life this past year and a half, and I don't know any better way to express it than by singing them out.
It's like therapy.
It's very therapeutic.
That's what I believe in. I wanted to be a therapist for the longest time. I hated school though. I'm not trying to go to school for like however many years, like 8 years. Fuck that. Mm-hmm. But like, I've learned that being an audio engineer and being able to work on these projects, work on these songs for people, seeing what it does to them after, like when they're really satisfied with everything I've done. It's like I pretty much am a therapist.
Since you're in your therapist mood right now, what would you say to somebody who is working on a personal project that they're not necessarily the proudest of? Like myself. I am literally wrapping up editing this movie, and it's been a very, very long journey.
Yeah.
I poured a lot of money, a lot of effort into it, and it's really tearing me apart thinking about how it could be just mediocre. What type of advice would you give to somebody like myself, or words of encouragement?
That's honestly really difficult. Because
you're an artist yourself, you get it.
Yeah. It's hard to be an artist, I will say, just in general. Because I struggle with a lot. Like I've told you, I'm very self-conscious. Like just making this podcast is like nerve-wracking. Because I'm like, if I put this out there, then everybody can like see me for what I am. Like I'm not really on social media. It's like, I want to be ambitious, you know, but I'm holding myself back. So I get it in that sense. So like, admiration to you because you've gotten so far into this personal project, like, and you're just committed to keep going. You're gonna finish it, and no matter what, man, I think it's gonna be awesome, and I think it's gonna be yours, you know. So just don't pressure yourself too much. Like just.
I always think about. Obviously, this is ridiculous thought process, but I always tell myself, oh, if it doesn't look like my favorite Hollywood productions, then I have failed. If it's not meeting up these standards that I see in those blockbuster theaters, then I am not who I want to be. How do you tackle that? Yeah.
That is impossible. You know why? We're here. We're recording a podcast in my living room. We don't have this big studio. We don't have these IMAX cameras that Christopher Nolan or whatever likes to break during every movie. Like he's broken so many IMAX cameras, dude. And you know how expensive they are? Like more than my whole fucking life. And he breaks them.
But I'm afraid that the reality isn't necessarily like a budget issue or a team production issue. I'm trying to face the reality that maybe my movies are just not made well enough because of my talent. And I may want to harness that a little bit. And I'm being real with you. Like I'm not trying to fish like any pity words of encouragement I just watch my movies and I'm like, okay, like if I throw more money at this movie, will it be any better? And part of me thinks, like the core of it needs to be changed. Like as an artist, I feel like I need to completely shred myself and put myself back together and evolve into a better artist. I don't know. It's kind of like I understand where I need to be, but at the same time, what do I do with all that time and money that I spent on this movie? It's been over 2.5 years, and I feel like, damn, like I wish I could go back in time and, change that direction completely and, make something better. But I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts on this? As a person, how should I proceed with my life as an artist, a filmmaker, yada yada?
Well, stop putting so much damn pressure on yourself, because like I said, you don't have all the resources right now. Like, you are making do with what you have. Like, I'm making do. These are obviously two different mic stands. They're kind of weird. This should be a little lower, and it's like my ideal podcasting scenario would totally be different, but some words of encouragement. My buddy Damon, he's a person I started making music with. Like, he's the one who pushed me, got me into it. I was recording his songs all the time. And, I don't really talk to his sister Jason that much anymore, but I remember, like, she was telling me something that their dad had said. He basically said, like, don't ever not finish it. Like, even if it sucks, even if you hate it, just finish it. Yeah. And then you're done with it, and then you can do the next thing, the next awesome fucking thing, and you just learn from it. You're taking steps, you're doing things, like, and that's what it's all about. Like, me and you, we're making a podcast right now. We've made music together, and like, it's been really cool. Like, you just gotta keep going forward. Like, don't put so much pressure on yourself. Be kind to yourself. It's gonna come to you. You're gonna find that.
Yeah.
So
I think this is literally the best thing you could have ever told me, dude.
Yeah.
I will finish it. I will do that. Thank you.
And that, I'm a little tipsy, so like.
No, you're absolutely right. Like,
I think that's all.
Being stagnant will get me nowhere. And
I know that from experience, because I've been a lazy fuck a lot. Mm-hmm. And like, meeting you was like, you really inspired me to like do more.
How did I do that? Because I really don't see my effect on others, and I always get very warm reciprocation from my encounters. Obviously, I hung on to you a little longer, and I want to develop a deeper connection and a friendship with you. So what makes my impact on you like so unique and motivating? Now I'm fishing for some like words of compliment.
Dude, you're not like most people. I don't think either of us like really are. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, I think we just get it. We just get it.
What would you say was like the moment in conversation that you and I were having that it just clicked in your head and you were like, okay, this dude and I are gonna make some dope stuff together? And you were like, okay, it's time for me to get up from my ass because this guy is gonna hold me accountable to be dope.
Dude,
what was that moment for you? What was that key point?
I don't even know how to quantify a moment, but like every time we've hung out together, it's felt that way. It's like, this dude's cool. He's not burning my energy. He's inspiring me. He's not
kind of elevating.
Yeah, you're like elevating me. You're not just weighing me. You know what I'm saying? Because like I've had so
Dude, I get
so
it.
many like people like that, and like I've been in relationships that were like that, and it sucks the soul out of you. So like after like we've like you were saying you've been through a lot in the past year and a half, like dude, me too. And it's just you can kind of
It weighs on you. Yeah, it weighs
and like
on.
you see it too, because you're like, you know.
I'll tell you what it was for me. For me, it was the ability to speak about my mental health openly and freely with you, and be as specific as I'd like to be. And you were so accepting, and you wanted to dive deeper into that conversation. Whether it was I was talking about why I'm doing what I'm doing, why am I cleansing my friend groups, why am I being more intentional with how I'm spending my time, you were so receptive and open to my analytical way of looking at things, and it made me not only seen but heard, and you reciprocated a lot of that. And I just find that would help any type of connection flourish to be stronger, whether it's a creative relationship, a business relationship, a romantic relationship, any type of relationship that it has a healthy, safe area of mental health conversations, it will always flourish. And I think for us, that's what our friendship is built on. You and I just had a batanga, sat outside on the balcony.
We just kicked it and just chilling.
We literally talked about our lives. We literally talked about what's healthy for us, what do we want to do, and we connected so well. Just because we want the good things in life.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's, I think it's really cool, and it's like you're so intentional with the way you live your life, because like I am very receptive, and like people can really talk to me about like in depth about what they're feeling. Like I want to listen to that. Like that's the kind of music I engage with. Like I like the really personal shit, even if it's like really like hard, you know, like they're going through a really hard time. Like I gravitated towards like Lil Peep because it was so real, like everything he was feeling, you know. And like honestly, I can be a dickhead to some people. Like I can be a judgmental fuck. I'm just like you.
And what changed?
Like I don't know, you're just a good person. So it's like regardless, it's like I can see you're working your ass off. You're doing everything you can. Nobody's perfect, but dude, some people are just, you know, and I can tell you're not that type of person. So like you're a really good person. You have a very strong mindset.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Some of the things you were telling me about, like how you've programmed your YouTube to only show you things that are
engineering,
like, you
and
know,
chess,
useful for you, and like chess and stuff like that. Obviously,
I have to be honest. I haven't been on that YouTube channel lately, but I've been pretty intentional.
You've been on the regular one where it's
junk
food.
Junk food, yeah. Because honestly, like, okay, it's not just junk food. Like, it's also creative stuff. So it is technically like entertainment.
Yeah.
But this month I have been on a binge of making music with you and working on my movie. So I kind of need that junk food to make junk food, if you know what I mean.
I get the point.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, junk food is still tasty. Like, we're making tasty stuff, but it's, you know, at the end of the day,
it's still junk food.
It serves its purpose. It's
right.
Like every now and then you need a cheeseburger. You need to take off the edge. You're not gonna eat fucking celery and, you know, grilled chicken for the rest of your life. I mean,
if I actually took more consideration into what I ate, I eat anything, bro.
But listen, yeah, I've been pretty intentional. I did cleanse my electronics, starting with my social media. Like
Right.
I know I'm not gonna get off things like Instagram.
Majority of people won't. I have been off Instagram for a while though. Like honestly, like dude, what I did is I took a month-long cleanse from it, and obviously like I really challenged myself. I was like, I need to stay off of it this month. So off Instagram and Snapchat. I was still on YouTube, like on my computer and stuff, but I wasn't on it on my phone. But just taking that month off of it completely, like just 1 month. Honestly, like if you can alter your perspective on it and make it seem like it's no big deal, like I'm just doing this for me, like I'm doing this for a month. And then once you get out of it, you're gonna get back on social media, but it's gonna change your perspective on it, and it's not gonna be as appealing to you. Like you'll have like a binge for like a day or two, or maybe even a week, and then you're like, I'm fucking over this and I'm gonna delete it again. But then you're gonna download it back, but all that time you've deleted it, that is like so much time that you've saved, in contrast to like how much time you would have wasted if you hadn't said, okay, like I need to cut it out for a while because this is not good for me. This is not good for my priorities. It's not good for my goals. It's not good for my life,
Dude, I agree with you, and I'd like to add like to what you're saying. There's this guy who's like a monk who was saying if you wanna learn something new, a new skill, or finish a project or do whatever, this monk was like in this interview, and he was saying you gotta spend 30 days doing that one thing alone, and eat and sleep. Just get enough food for the day, get enough sleep for the day, and do that one thing for the whole day. So imagine applying that concept to different things in life, as in abstaining from social media, abstaining from junk food, abstaining from certain tendencies, or gravitating towards healthier tendencies like working out daily, reading about things that will improve yourself in your industry or in your realm of interests. As long as you take that time on a daily basis for consecutive 30 days, people don't realize how hard it is to be disciplined for just a week, not to mention 4 weeks. So for you to have done that for 30 days on Instagram, it definitely had a irrevocable, I don't know if that's even a word, but irreversible change in you.
Yeah, even though like I still cave every now and then, really it's just YouTube at this point. Like Instagram and Snapchat, I've really just been off for a while, and it's been great, dude. And speaking of that, Atomic Habits, you read that, right?
That book is amazing.
That book is amazing.
Changed my life.
It changes everything. Dude, you don't want to know what I did though? Because like I've had to incorporate like a daily routine, right? And nowadays with technology, that can be made so much easier. I've told you about the app I've been using for the past couple of years, Todoist. It's great.
Without the L.
Without the L, because there's no L's with
no
that.
L's in the.
So you can create your own folders, right? Like separate folders. So I have all of my regular tasks in my inbox. I have so much more though. Like I have my subscription, so I know when I'm gonna get charged. And I have birthdays in there, so I don't ever forget, a family member or friend's birthday, just things like that. And you can have recurring tasks that come every year or whatever. But if you get ChatGPT, you can tell it like, I want this kind of schedule. I want to incorporate being creative.
Both ChatGPT.
I want to work out. They're not synchronized. I did this. I created another folder, a daily routine folder. So I've got a separate folder. Like there's my tasks and then there's the daily routine. So every day I've been trying my best to just go through this routine, like wake up earlier. First thing in the morning, I go on a run. I told ChatGPT that I can't eat for an hour after I wake up and take my medication because you're not supposed to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes around that, and it's like, okay, let me make you the schedule, and then I'm like, I don't quite want that. Like, can you change this?
Wait,
and then it changes it all for you.
ChatGPT makes you schedules?
It can. It can do almost anything. Like,
I thought it just answered questions and like wrote you stuff.
No, it can do so much shit, and it created it, like you can generate images with it.
I mean, I know that part. I didn't know it could.
And that's incredible. But I can go through my chat log.
That's pretty crazy.
Creating a routine. Oh, so even after it created my routine, I was asking it like good.
Okay, but the routine is like
apps.
in text form. It doesn't like go into your schedule on your phone and like.
I went through everything it told me. It told me time frames for everything. I was very specific as into how I wanted my day to go and my routine, like the one I had in my head. But I saved so much time from having to like literally make myself a routine because I've used Freeform and I've like just put like I had a little life board on there or whatever. I had a routine like do this. I made that myself, but I just know I use Todoist the most, and you can just cross off those things from your routine. So it's been good for me because I actually have been exercising a little bit more. I've been going on runs. It may not be like every day.
Yeah.
But I'm running again like I used to run in high school. I got first place in the 2 mile my freshman year. And, you know, the runner's high is just a great thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I just used to love to torture myself, and I want to start torturing myself with running again. But
I don't think it's torture. I think it's like I saw this video about how life is a paradox.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you go to the gym, you feel weak. And you kind of feel like you aren't worth much physically, but what you're actually going through is that you're getting stronger.
You literally are.
So like the torment you're talking about is literally, you know, heaven that's delayed. Mm-hmm. You're going to be in bliss later after that run. Right. So you kind of made that connection. It
kind of makes everything better.
I do have to give my 2 cents on routine, as much as I am so gravitated towards it. And I have used Google Planner. Yeah, I've used that my entire life. It's been amazing to remember all sorts of things. But I would always set up a routine that's weekly or monthly, however it may be. And after a month or 2, I change it. Right. I've always been kind of upset with myself that I never really stuck with a routine for longer than 2 months.
I never have either.
And then I realized that the point of setting up a routine is for you to be as efficient and as disciplined to stick to that routine for that window of your life, because nobody knows what's going to happen in their lives that's going to change it.
Right.
So that's something that I have kind of grown.
But also on the other hand, like following a routine, doing the same thing every day it kind of sounds boring. Just doing the same thing, wake up, run. But it's so good for you.
What if your routine is to every other day, or like every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're working on your music? And your music is constantly evolving.
I've been doing that actually. It's been part of my routine.
But it's not just like running. Like running, yeah, I'm gonna run the same way every time I run. Or if I diet, I'm gonna diet the same way the way I diet. So that can get boring.
Yeah.
But what if you're doing stuff routinely that's progressing?
Right.
Like I'm reading books or I'm developing whatever.
That's what ChatGPT is great for, because like, I mean, it may not always be like suited to your personal needs, but like, you know, it does a lot of research. Like it's artificial intelligence, but like it told me like it wanted to, like, there was a daunting task and it wanted to follow it up with free time. And I was like, I should have free time right after this and then get back to doing another daunting task or whatever. But it's like,
did it categorize it for you like that, or did
I asked, I was like, why? Because like I would rather just have my free time to chill afterwards. But it's explaining why it thought it was good for me, and it was like, okay, you know what? I agree with that, and you know what? I'm just gonna keep it that way. Like, and it kind of works. It's like, you know, I do these things, and then I get to relax for a little bit, and then I get to do other things.
Wait till AI starts analyzing your personality and your history, and then it starts.
And
developing.
It's coming fucking soon, because I mean, I'm excited for it, even though it's scary. But Apple Intelligence, have you heard about it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Like, Apple Intelligence, it's supposed to like know you. You know, you do so much on your device and you already feel like it knows you, you know? But now you can just, like, Siri smarter than ever. I hope it didn't pick that up. Okay, we're good. It's smarter than ever. It can do all kinds of things. It knows you. You know.
Dude, but it's, at the end of the day, you can plan as much as you want. You can set up your routines. But it's gonna be up to you if you're gonna actually take an action to spend your time or not.
Right.
Sometimes
that's
the kicker. Yeah, that
is the kicker.
That's where the real bread and butter is at. Because if you don't wake up, if you don't get to where you need to be and start doing what you need to do, no matter how daunting it is, nothing matters.
Right. It's especially hard for me because I don't have a morning job. If I could just wake up and, you know, go to the job first thing. But at the same time, that sucks. And, like, after you're done, you're just like, fuck this. I don't want to do anything.
My sister keeps telling me, romanticize your life. And I agree with her, because that's something that could benefit a lot of people like yourself. If you romanticize your mornings, hey, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna make me the best cup of coffee in the world, I'm gonna play, you know, my favorite jazz or my favorite, you know, synth wave, I'm gonna put on like the mood, like you're basically romanticizing your morning in your living room or in your kitchen. Before you know it, you're doing what you love.
That's a really interesting take. I mean, the one I kind of resonated with was make your life a video game. It's like you're doing this to level up, progress down the quest line and whatnot.
Hey, that's your form of romanticizing.
I thought it was cool, and yeah, it's a form of romanticizing, I would say, for sure. And dude, by the way, fuck the script we wrote. We don't need it.
Yeah. I don't know what else is on the script.
I was nervous at first doing this.
Yeah.
Like when we started, I was like, get a good hook, get a good intro. Fuck the intro, fuck the hook, right?
Hey, and
just spitball.
I bet most podcasts' first episodes is not a big hit. You know,
right?
It's always a bit rocky, especially for.
Who knows? I mean, we don't have no camera crew running this. I'm like checking this to make sure the camera doesn't die, making sure the audio is still going.
You barely have any podcast experience.
I actually have a good amount.
I have done 2 video game podcasts with my best friend, and you know those are pretty much like straightforward. We did have like a list of like, things to talk about. But this is like a legitimate free-form podcast. We're not necessarily here talking about any particular subject. We're just 2 people in a podcast.
Exactly. And it's very different from all of the other podcasts.
It's difficult because it's not straightforward. Like you got your tech podcast. Their script is written for them. They're like, hey, this is what's released today. We got to talk about it.
Yeah.
And you got like the foodie people, like, you know, they come on their show, they talk about, you know, the latest recipes or whatever. We have none of that. We're coming up.
We don't fucking.
It's our lives. Our
Yeah.
lives are our scripts.
Because
pretty
like
much.
because we're doing this ourselves, right? Like I haven't been doing this for a while. Like this is the first time. Like we're just doing it. Like every other time I've been on the podcast, I was like on the other people's podcasts, I was like, okay, well they're gonna do their little intro thing, and I'm just gonna be like, hey, what's up, you know? And then they have questions they want to ask me about certain things, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Okay, I do want to talk a little bit more about one of your favorite shows.
Dexter.
No, not Dexter.
Oh, never mind.
I actually know about Dexter. I just been introduced to Devilman Crybaby.
Devilman Crybaby.
What the fuck are you putting me on? Because we just had a brief conversation this
You
morning
just
about
watched the first episode.
Yeah.
You haven't seen shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, where is that gonna take me? Am I gonna?
Oh my god.
Am I gonna have to cry in my pillow by the end
okay.
of the show?
Let me just try my best to explain Devilman Crybaby. It's an anime. The main character, his name is Akira. He is a pure person at heart. He cares so much about people, and they always call him a crybaby because he's always crying. Like, you know, he's like, oh, what happened to that person's family is so sad.
And for some reason, the hottest chicks are always around him. And,
yeah.
And they.
Oh, dude, just wait till the second episode. You'll see. You haven't seen the second episode?
No.
Damn it! Fuck! You should have at least saw the second episode.
I think
because that would explain so much more.
After we finish this podcast, I'm gonna
watch the second episode.
I'm gonna cave in.
And then you've got to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
But anyways, Akira, he's a pure person at heart. God, what was the
plot is that he got possessed by some devil.
And what was his friend's name? His best friend? Damn it.
Dude, who cares?
It's
just some Japanese.
It's not clicking, I know it, but this guy takes him to a Sabbath party where people go to do drugs and all this crazy shit. They end up getting possessed by
pretty
demons.
much a rave.
A rave, yes. A really bloody and horrible rave where there's titty monsters eating people, all kinds of crazy stuff.
Vaginal monsters.
Yeah, the pussy monster eating people. It's crazy. It's very graphic. The show is very fucked
but you're
up.
saying that there is a purpose to all of
There's
the
a purpose to
sexual hormones flowing.
There's
through
a
that
purpose
show.
to everything. You just have to, like, I know that once you watch it fully, you're not, like, I'm gonna have to tell you some things about it because, like, it's hard to analyze it. Like, it says so many things about greed, lust, just
I believe you.
morals. It says so much about the world, but
The first episode was a bit shocking, though.
it was shocking, but it gets so much crazier.
It did hook me in. I'll have to agree.
It is
with
a sad story. It is chaotic. It is crazy, and it is sad. But the most important thing, like, why it resonates with me so well is because I told you about my friend.
Yeah.
My friend Nick, he passed away, but me and him, we watched the whole series in one night together. And it was just, like, I just always remember that because I love that show and we'd always talk about it. And there were
Talk
some...
about the theories behind
it. Those same theories that he told me are gonna be like what I tell you. But I can't tell you right now because...
No. I'll finish it. I'm supposed to be on a diet so I can lose about 15 pounds or so. I will still go get a bag of chips after this. I will go back home and I'll watch a couple more episodes. Make some progress on that. Maybe binge it. I don't know.
It's no rush. It's no rush. I mean, I only watched it at night, so...
Yeah. I mean, you were with your homie. It would be pretty encouraging to watch it for the first time with somebody that's as intrigued as me. When you're by yourself and you're watching something in this day and age, like I'm not even a man with a family. I'm a 26-year-old single male, and I still think like I could be doing something else. Oh, I could be actually like doing this instead. Why am I playing a video game? Why am I watching a movie? Being by yourself, you can easily get stuck in that personal cage of productivity. Even though you might not be productive. Oh, I could be cooking. I could be working out. I could be doing this. But when you're with your friends, you don't think about it.
You don't.
And that's the blessing of a friend. And in this day and age, I need a friend. I'm not saying I need you to watch it with me, but I'm just saying everybody needs a friend.
You know, I get that. But, like, I don't think watching that show is not productive at all because, like, obviously
I'll watch it.
I'm talking about it now. It's impacted my life in a positive way, and it's just art. And, like, we discussed what we thought was, like, you know, a good idea for the podcast, like, talking about, like, life stuff, mental stuff, but like it ties in so well with like music and movies and stuff like that.
I could tell.
It teaches you so much. It's not just that brain rot, fucking junk food shit that you're. It's constantly
I never
on the
judged it.
feed. You know.
I never judge it as such. I saw it. It gave me. It gave me like it was from the same vein of Edge Runners, that cyberpunk show.
Yeah.
I know it's different art style, but that's the last anime I've seen.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners was really good.
Phenomenal. I love the story. I love the message. But this one seems to be like layered like fourfold. It's like much deeper show. So
it's deeper.
It definitely feels a lot deeper. I'm
just fucking wait.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, I love Edge Runners. I love that. I also really love Tokyo Ghoul, Parasite. I'm a little bit of a weeb. Like I like anime.
Tokyo Ghoul. We talked about that. There's a video game that's kind of similar to that. It's like forget about it. Yeah, we can cut that part out.
I have to. It's all good. What game are you thinking about? Cause like
it was like a Japan something. It was like Japan Ghost something.
Ghost
like that.
something.
Not Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of that, but I know it's not
that. It's a first person.
Yeah, Japanese. And there's like little ghost people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not Tokyo Ghoul. They're not really ghosts. Like they're kind of like I don't know. They're just built different. That's what I'm gonna say. The main character is like one of the most badass main characters I've seen.
Jamie, pull that Japanese video game about ghouls. Imagine if you had your own Jamie.
I played a little bit of it and then I was tired of it. I was like,
Now, have you seen a review of Devilman?
I've seen so many reviews of Devilman Crybaby.
Also, the game is called Ghostwire.
Oh yeah, Ghostwire.
Ghostwire. Yeah.
I'll tell you this: don't watch a Devilman Crybaby review until after you're done with it, because it's gonna spoil it. But it'll tell you some theories about it.
What are your thoughts on like reviews in general? Because we briefly talked about that, and I'm pretty opinionated on how I feel about reviews.
Personally, I enjoy Anthony Fantano's content. I was telling you about him. He's the
musical reviewer.
Needle Drop. Yeah. I appreciate him for putting me on to Brat. He gave that a 10, and I saw that he put that as a 10, and I was like, I have to listen immediately. And I love that album. I feel like pop music's just been great, like that and Chapel Roan. I also like 2022, this artist 070 Shake. She was on Ghost Town by Kanye with Kid Cudi. She was also on that Escapism song that blew up. But her music is incredible. I think she had Album of the Year 2022. It's experimental. I'm starting to like really like that experimental slash like pop. Like Charlie XCX is kind of like pop, but it's
like Y2K.
It's also kind of like, it's kind of like it's got like dubstep sort of.
Have you noticed that a lot of
like club music and yeah.
I've noticed a lot of our trends are reverting back to like the early 2000s.
Yeah,
fashion,
dude.
music, movies. Like we're kind of gravitating towards that, especially if you go to any type of concert these days or a rave. It's like that's the music that they're playing.
It's because they're like, what I think is so cool is like, I feel like a lot of like we're kind of starting to move away from like the stupid, inauthentic, like kind of mumble rap shit.
I'm so glad we're moving away from that.
These new artists are
worst era ever.
These new artists are genre blending. Like they're creating their own genres, like inspirations from like all kinds of places.
It's like a tree branch that's just constantly like like dividing itself to different segments.
Right, like because there's like funk. Well, that's been around a while because like that's like 3-6 core. So like Juicy J, 3-6 Mafia. That's why they call it 3-6 core. Suicide Boys. They're funk, but they're from Louisiana. Funk is really just like a Memphis thing. Like it's very Memphis. Like Xavier Wolf, he's like very much Memphis. He's got the Memphis accent, it's got the Memphis kind of sound.
One of my friends is obsessed with Xavier Wolf.
I love Xavier Wolf. And I was talking about Lil Peep earlier, but like I feel like he had inspiration from like Nirvana. Like who wouldn't? Like that Nirvana is absolutely incredible.
We're becoming genre-less. It's like kind of becoming decentralized almost. It's like you got so many things blending together. Everybody's becoming their unique like voice, their unique subgenre. You can't really like pinpoint it anymore.
Yeah. No, everybody's just doing their own thing, and I think that's cool.
Yeah, I'm not very much so into music like you are analytically. But
yeah, I'm the audio engineer, so it's like
obviously,
it's like it changes the way you listen to music, because anytime you hear a song, you're like, oh, they did this, like with the whatever aspect, like I'm able to like recreate those things I like, and I think it's super fun and super cool.
Like mainstream artists like The Weeknd and Bruno Mars, I listen to them and I could easily see how they're being influenced from the 70s, the 80s, even the 90s.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's still fresh. It's not
100%.
It's not those decades. You can see where they took some of that, but it's still new. It's still
right.
I don't know how to explain it. It's theirs. They own it.
Right. This is so true. Wait, hold on. I was gonna say something. My mind blanked. Hold on. Give me a minute.
You can think about it while you think about that.
So I had a couple things to say. My brain's just spiraling. But yes, The Weeknd. The Weeknd. Not really. I'm kind of weaning off.
You literally had two.
I had different thoughts because like just all kinds of different thoughts. But yes, The Weeknd is incredible. He's made so many hits, and the 80s influence is totally there. I like his older stuff, but I think After Hours was just really special project. Like I didn't get into Dawn FM as much. Like I listened to it all the way through, but something about After Hours, it just like hit like blinding lights, But since we've got to talk a little bit about what's trending, just a little bit of that.
Yeah, what's trending?
P. Diddy.
Dude.
Have you heard about it?
Who hasn't heard about it?
Oh, fucking P. Diddy.
I don't know why I thought you were gonna start talking about Sabrina Carpenter. Completely different direction.
Humans naturally attract more to the negative. So, like, if we're trying to think about this analytically, man, this is gonna do better for our ratings. Talking a little
Nobody
bit negatively.
cares about how pretty Sabrina Carpenter is and what two dudes think about that.
I think her album was good. I don't know if I listened all the way through or not.
I literally know the one song. The Espresso.
Espresso, yeah.
That's literally the only song I know.
Yeah.
A lot of girls are gonna hate me for that.
No, I actually really like pop, and I think production-wise, it's great. I haven't, reanalyzed it. It just didn't really grasp me the way that, like I was saying, like Chappell Roan, dude. Like she has influence from the '80s, and like her music is like. Yeah. Badass, and a lot of people would say it's like empowering for women, and like men don't want to admit that it's great, but honestly, as an audio engineer, I think it's great. As a critic, I think it's great. But anyways, back to P. Diddy.
What about P. Diddy? What is P. Diddy?
2024 is the year of weirdos and pedos getting exposed. Ever since Kendrick exposed Drake, which I also was thinking about before.
Drake is a part of that.
Not the P. Diddy stuff, but he's, a certified pedophile,
Yeah, he's hitting on younger girls.
But, like, because we were talking about music, and my take, never been much of a Drake fan. He has some good songs, but he is definitely a copycat. Like, he copies a lot of different styles, like, of different artists. I don't think there's anything super unique or special about him. I feel like he's definitely
super popular.
He's super popular because he has so many, like he does have ghostwriters, and those ghostwriters weren't prepared for Kendrick, but Kendrick went on the wave of exposing these pedos, and then you hear about this shit, like you hear about so many pedophiles getting exposed, like it's just the year. I feel like that song was like an anthem for people to expose pedos.
Hell yeah. I'm for it.
Yeah, me too 100%. And that brings me I have another point later, but that's like an anthem to expose pedos, and then you're just hearing about all these people getting exposed for being pedos.
My sister showed me that one Eminem song from a while ago about him being like
that's so
a rapper with a single P or something, like something P.
Oh yeah,
I forgot how the bar went.
It was off his newest album. Something like he was saying some kind of
rapper
line.
Without the P Diddy, something like that.
Yeah, he was saying something like that. Yeah, so Eminem's kind of like,
I
doing
love
the
M.
same thing.
I love M for that.
Yeah, but like after the Kendrick stuff, like everybody just started getting exposed. Like, Mr. Beast, that the trans person, Ava Chris Tyson, like going on and being like, having people make like weird fantasy child porn and then getting exposed for like engaging with a minor. And why do I know this shit? I shouldn't know this shit. Honestly, it's stupid.
What do you mean everybody knows about this shit?
Like, I don't know. It's just like something that's like circulating the internet, and like, I just hear people talking about these certain things, but like, I've seen it too, so I'm guilty as well. Like, it's just like, it feels pointless to know. And I don't even know a whole bunch about the Diddy situation. I just know he had a bunch of baby oil and like,
didn't Cat Williams come out and also like rip P. Diddy apart?
I feel like a lot of people are ripping P. Diddy apart. I mean, he just finally got caught, but I think
after
he was
so long.
I think he was on
was
the
a great platform for whistleblowers these days.
What?
And I follow him because I love him. Shannon Sharp used to be a announcer or a commentator for the NBA with another dude named Skip Bayless, and they would just fight over LeBron. Like Skip hates LeBron, Shannon loves LeBron, and then Shannon quit his job, started a podcast called Club Shay Shay. Shout out to Club Shay Shay. And he started bringing out these guests that are super dope people, and they just started to just feel free to be whistleblowers, and it kind of caught Shannon off guard. That first whistleblower came on, I forget who it was. I think it was some lady that exposed Kevin Hart for what he truly is. It wasn't like a pedo or anything. He just was like a terrible businessman, like kind of like a Hollywood transplant.
Right.
And then it just opened the doors for so many. Cat Williams came on, and he just started talking about everything. Everything from the pedos to the illegal stuff and yeah, like Shannon Sharp, shout out to that guy. Like, he's not being canceled for this or shut down by Hollywood, but everybody's coming out and everybody's talking about the shit that's going on, and it's
crazy.
Yeah. There was also like a moment on the Ellen show with Sandra Bullock. Have you seen that one that went viral? Where she was like, Sandra Bullock kind of mentioned about how they stay young from the Chinese babies, that they take their blood.
So,
Dude, that one was fucked.
I think...
Because Ellen shut that conversation down.
Really? Because if anything, I would think Ellen was a part of it. She's weird.
She is, and she was like, yeah, we're not supposed to talk about that or something like that. Like, she shut her down because she doesn't
Evil fuck.
Yeah, because Sandra was like telling her, oh, like, you know how we stay young, like, from... Yeah, like, things slip out, dude. It's so messed up.
And Jay-Z is a part of it, doing the fucking Illuminati
Like what is our world? With the island, the Epstein Island, taking blood from babies.
Oh my god.
like child trafficking, like what are these people into? You have all the money in the world, you're rich, you're famous.
Well, they've gotta
what's wrong with you guys? Like, just reap the fruits of your labor. Like, why do you have to? What's wrong with you? Why? Like, I would die to be that rich and famous, to just to just be like, to do dope movies or dope music and be loved for inspiring many, and then you just go and you do all of that. Like what? Like, why aren't these people satisfied?
I don't know.
Why is that not enough for them?
I don't understand it, quite honestly. Holy shit, though. I did not know our conversation was gonna go on the podcast to Epstein. That's crazy. I think it's a lot of sick fucks. I think a lot of people in Hollywood are sick fucks. But oh my god, dude, it's a lot.
It is a lot.
It makes me. Whew.
How do you wake up at the next morning and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to making music, or I'm gonna go write a dope movie? Like, how are you in the right mind?
Right. Because we've had this conversation many times before about morals. Like, we wanted to kind of extend upon that concept, but like, I'm a very morally driven person. I want to do the right thing, all that. Like, I don't want to be a bad person. I want to be the best I can for everybody around me, the best for myself. I know you feel the same. And like, we can't do that evil shit. Like, no fucking way.
It's not that we can or we can't. Like,
everybody's capable. I am capable of killing a motherfucker. I am definitely capable of it. If you hurt somebody I care about, I am most definitely capable of killing you. In self-defense,
I wouldn't say we are, because you have never even tested that.
I've never tested it,
so you don't know.
But
you might think that you are, and you might feel like, yeah, I'm ballsy, like I could kill a person, until the moment comes up in front of you and you're actually
right. No, I'd probably be pissing my pants. But if I was pushed to a point to where like,
look, let me just reel this back.
I feel like it's
a couple of notches.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to say is that we wake up, we wear our issues, our successes, we wear everything that makes us perfect and imperfect every day on our sleeve, and that's what drives us to express ourselves in the way we do, whether it's creatively, whether it's personally, whether it's at work. That's what average people like you and me do, or just regular people, because we want to prove ourselves. We want to get there, right? Imagine somebody that's competing with the big leagues, Yeah, you might have proven yourself once, but hey, like, this person got an Oscar over you or this person got a Grammy over you. You might want to put out a sick album or a sick movie or a performance or whatever it may be. How could you, in the right mind, go down such a sick path? How does that help you mentally get where you need to be artistically or business-wise? That's what drives me crazy.
Right.
This would, I don't know what this would do to a person. It would just make you feel sick. Like how would you feel?
I don't know how I would get on with my life. I don't care if I had millions or billions of dollars. I would never do that shit. But
it's sick. And then when you think about the products that they put out and that you've digested it from your own lenses as like Brody or as Ali, because like I got inspired by the song, it made me feel a certain way. And then you think about, wait, that person is a rapist. That person is a pedo. That person is into sick stuff. They wrote and they made that stuff while being that sick person. And I have been consuming these products that make me feel good, but where are they really coming from? What headspace are they truly evolving from? And that's what makes you think, like, do you really want to consume their stuff after that?
Right.
Do you really want to be a part of their nonsense? Like, it's coming from a sick place, dude.
That's how porn is. I'll say that for sure. All those girls are, I don't understand how they do that. Another thing is like you watch Dahmer, right?
No, I refuse.
And that's fair.
I refuse to indulge in any admiration of any serial killer. Like,
okay.
I'll watch an actual like documentary on him, but that show, like, you cast
it is fucked up. It is horrible because it makes everybody uncomfortable just showing the scenes, but they don't show. Obviously they're not gonna show it for what it really was. Like, he was cutting people's bodies open, eating them, and doing like he was a necrophiliac. He was doing all that stuff. Imagine doing that. Like, imagine seeing through that person's fucked up eyelids. Like, that is insane. But segue into that point. I know you don't like to watch anything admiration of serial killers, but
no, it's not just that. Like, I'll watch a movie like Seven, for example. Seven is it's a movie with Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, Kevin Spacey's in it as a serial killer.
Right.
Dope movie. Loved the fictional side of it, right?
I'll have to watch it.
They wrote a movie, they wanted to sell a message. I enjoyed the performances, whatever. But if you're gonna spend money to recreate scenes that are, like, events that happened that are just messed up, I am not gonna vote for that, because you're remaking, you're putting a lot of money and effort in remaking a lot of people's torments come to life.
That was a lot of the controversy around the Dahmer show.
Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Yes,
and I loved it. He gave a happy ending to a really horrible thing. That's what's so special about Quentin.
Exactly.
Everybody, that's your favorite director too, right?
It's one of my favorites.
That's my absolute favorite. But anyways, my favorite show, Dexter. I'm just gonna say something. I agree with him. I agree with Dexter. Like, if there was a Dexter walking around, I don't care. You're killing serial killers, you're killing pedos. I mean, obviously, like, there's no way you could get away with the shit he did. Like, in that show, he's literally the most prolific serial killer of all time in that universe. It's fictional, but it is based off of a true story. Like, there's this guy, he was going out killing,
and it's an idea
murderers
that we all
and pedos.
fantasize about. I was like, whenever any man, I don't know about women, but whenever any man, I believe, has discovered the idea of pedophiles or serial killers,
it's like,
it has crossed every man's brain of like, what if I go there and I kill those people?
No, because like,
and that's what Dexter is. Like, Dexter is leading the charge of cleansing the world of sick people. He's the anti-Batman, pretty much.
And dude, like, we don't even have kids yet, but I just know that when I have kids, if anybody did anything to my family.
Yeah, I'm going for them. It's done.
Yes.
It's done. No, I'd see blood in my eyes if anybody hurt my kids.
You see fucking red.
No, I wouldn't.
Dude.
I would go to jail for my kids for sure.
Yeah, I feel like most people don't think that way. They would do anything for their kids.
Yeah, I would die for my kids.
100%. Yeah.
I can't see it any other way.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, man, reviews.
Wait, we were on that topic like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, you went into P. Diddy.
I did go into P. Diddy, and
No,
it somehow went from Epstein Island, Dahmer, Dexter, serial killers, all this shit.
Never really got your.
But what was
opinion.
worse? What is worse than Jeffrey Dahmer, the Epstein Islands, the fucking serial killers? Is Anthony Fantano, because he gives opinions on music. You know, some people are so pissed at them. They're like, "Oh, he's a fucking prick. He's such a critic." I understand. He's just giving his
2 cents.
He's giving his opinion, and like honestly, like for certain audience members, like me, it can be useful. I'm just like,
I'll tell you this, like
he's hated on some of the albums I really love, and you know, it's his opinion, and it's like, you know, it kind of has changed my opinion on some albums I really did like. That he was like kind of breaking them down, but he told me about, like he didn't tell me directly. He made YouTube videos, but Brody, listen, these videos are made just for you. But it put me on to some new albums. Anytime he gives a 10, I know I have to listen to it.
Yeah.
Now. Like literally the Chapel Roan album, he just like fake cried the whole video. He's like,
look, I'll say this, like being 26 is a very interesting stage in my life. I'm a lot of things I used to enjoy and value are out the window. And I used to really enjoy just consuming in general.
A lot of people do.
Yeah, and I'll say this, like I've become such a busy individual, just given that I hit a point of realization of everything I need to do. And I just realized I have a lot of stuff to do. So when I come to consume anything in general,
right,
would I spend X amount of time watching, consuming reviews? Or would I just go straight to consuming the product and make up my mind about it quickly and becoming a more efficient consumer? Granted, I'm not gonna deny that I do watch reviews, but I would say like there's a fine balance for every individual. And for me, I'll watch a review about something I'm extremely passionate about. Right. But if it's something that I'm just gonna consume on a daily basis or a weekly basis or whatever, I'll just go do it.
Yeah, cause like, you know, like you play video games, so you know of like IGN and
of course,
or like Game Ranks, that YouTube channel. They review video
I need to watch
games.
Gameplay before.
Cause like, anything. Dude, what's that fucking game with the vampires that was made by the people who made Dishonored 2, Arcane Studios or something? They made this vampire game.
Blade?
God, what?
Blade? It's coming out.
No, not Blade. Damn it. There was a damn vampire game that flopped so hard.
Is it Vampire with a Y?
No, that's an old game. This is more recent. Damn it, I know the name.
I'll tell you this, I really do not trust any more video game reviews.
Right, but the thing is this game flopped so hard. It's full of bugs. They never fixed it. Oh God, Redfall.
Ah, yeah.
Dude, that game is a bug fest. It's shitty. And you know what? I saw the trailers for that before, and I was like, this game looks like fun. It looks like a good, shooter. Like, it looks like a lot of fun to play. It looks like Left 4 Dead kind of style, which is a game that has a lot of nostalgia over me. Like, I played that a lot as a kid, and I loved Left 4 Dead. But it gave me the same kind of elements, and it kind of reminded me of like Doom, just go around, shoot things. And then I saw gameplay, and I was like, this game is fucking pathetic.
Yeah.
$70 piece of shit. And I'm so glad I watched the review, because if I'd spent money on that...
But I'll say this, like, you're kind of opening a can of worms on gaming in general and the status of...
Right, because I beat Cyberpunk when it was shit, and I still enjoyed it.
And, I mean, you're just opening not just a can of worms on gaming, but on entertainment. Like, let's not talk about Disney, let's not talk about Marvel, let's just not talk about the overall general... lack of enthusiasm to make anything anymore. People are not inspired these days. There's a lack of inspiration in art.
Well, it's such a weird age, and like, I don't know, like, I don't know where I stand completely politically, and we don't have to get too into that, but like woke culture, it kind of, like the really woke culture, like making movies.
I believe we're exiting out of that funk.
Yeah, we are. Thankfully, but it's like, you know, you got to make all these characters like have their own sexuality, make it really like this and this. We just want good stories. We just want fucking good stories.
We're exiting out of that funk. I feel that we are. Like, I'll give it 2 more years. Dude,
I believe in inclusion. They're just doing it too hard.
GTA 6 is gonna be the nexus point. When GTA 6 comes out, people are gonna realize. All the fucking creators on the planet are gonna realize why GTA is the real moneymaker on this planet, because it's fucking real. The gameplay is nothing special. The plot is just an 80s action movie. You're buying the game because it feels real. You don't really care about how in depth the story is, or like. Or the game mechanics are not revolutionary. You're driving, you're shooting, you're taking cover. The game is sick as fuck because it's real. You're in the fucking real world.
No, Rockstar Games goes crazy. Red Dead 2, it's so detailed. It's so... Yeah. They put their heart and souls into that game. They did that with GTA 5. They did it. Rockstar always does that. I'm so hyped for GTA 6, though. That's going to be... I'm going to have so much fun with that game. Like, I am scared because whatever I have going for me, creative-wise, routine-wise, I'm going to lose it whenever GTA 6 comes out, because I'm going to be so fixated on playing that game for a while. And maybe I'll be in a financial place where I can take a week off work at that point, but I don't know.
Just wake up, GTA. Sleep.
Just wake up.
GTA.
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 Fucking
wake up, GTA.
GTA.
Oh my god. And
GTA every day.
Eat just junk food and just like...
Just eat fucking Doritos and drink some Mountain Dew and play
just
GTA.
Game all week. Oh my god, the dream of being a vegetable.
Right.
No, dude, I like, just overall, I'm trying to avoid reviews. I try to see what the product actually looks like, unfiltered. I don't need some dude telling me, hey, because of this mechanic, this game is special. And then I see another reviewer talk about the exact same thing and be like, hey, because of this mechanic, this game sucks. They're like saying completely opposite things. Just show me the goddamn mechanic, and I'll make up my mind.
No, because I let you play a little bit of Hunt Showdown. That game is hardcore.
Yeah.
Like, it's PvP, PvE. You're going against the environment. It is hardcore. A lot of people will play that for 2 minutes and be like, nah. But there's a lot of strategy involved. There's a lot of risk involved. And it gets your heart pumping. It gets you like getting amped up. You know, that's what I like about it. A lot of people may not like that, but like, you know, reviews.
And like, let me tell you this: if you watch a gameplay of another video game, not related to the hunt or whatever, could be completely different setting, sci-fi or like, dark fan or whatever. But you watch the gameplay and you get the same feeling from it, unfiltered from reviews. You will be inclined to look more into that game.
Yes.
You don't need another reviewer to be like, this is like the Hunt Showdown or whatever. And then you play the game and it's like, it's nothing like the Hunt Showdown.
Yeah.
or it's kind of like it, but it really isn't.
Well, it's an extraction-based shooter game. So like they've tried to incorporate that in other games like Call of Duty. They had this mode DMZ or whatever. They got rid of it because it was okay, but you know, like you know how everybody's trying to capitalize off the battle royale genre.
Yeah.
It's like that same.
That's also fading away.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Honestly, GTA 6 battle royale.
That might be good.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. Anything GTA 6, if I'm playing GTA 6, I'm having fun. I know it's going to be crazy. I am extremely hyped.
I know you and I are going to be online together.
We're going to be online together quite a bit. I'm going to start a Discord server meant for GTA 6.
What is your character going to look like in GTA 6?
Oh, dude. I don't know why. Like the online? Because the story mode's going to be the two main characters.
We obviously know there's gonna be
Jason, Lucia. It's a Bonnie and Clyde story, but in the online, man, I'll tell you, I always like to play as female characters.
What?
Female characters, GTA Online. Why are you one of those weirdos? Please explain yourself. And explain on behalf of all the other men that actively choose to play as women. I never understood that, and I'm not a sexist, I promise. I love women. I think they're badass. Like if I play a Lara Croft video game, that's a great video game.
Lara Croft is like cool.
Yeah, you know? Like why would I be just some woman?
If Tomb Raider was a guy, I don't know. I think it would take a lot of the coolness out of the story, and that's another thing about Disney. Like they have a lead female character, which everybody seems to think is controversial, but they make it hard as fuck.
Or like in Alien Isolation,
they make it hard as fuck. They make it fit, and like Alien, it has a female protagonist. You know, it's not that hard. If
I'm making a nobody in an online video game, I'd rather that nobody be relatable to me, because I am that nobody, and I can relate to me as a nobody. Why would I make some woman that I don't even know be my avatar? Like, I can't relate to her at all. Why are you playing as a woman? Explain yourself. Do you like looking at her butt as you're playing? Is that why? That's the only reasonable explanation. Yalla.
What I'm gonna say, it's been a thing I've been doing for a while. Years.
We're gonna get canceled. That's done. So you just love looking at her. You make a very attractive woman.
It's not that deep, bro. I just like to make the character a girl sometimes. Like in Cyberpunk, it's like, I don't know, like she's got a cool voice. You know, it's cool seeing a girl be a badass. It's a first-person game.
It just turns you on hearing her voice.
No, it doesn't turn me on.
You're playing first-person Cyberpunk.
It's just like because
as a female, and you love hearing your first-person voice be a female voice.
There's a lot of psychology you can put into it, and I explained it like, yes, I'm a man, but also like, in a way, I am a feminist. Like women empowerment, like that's cool. Like I love hearing music. Like don't take this out of context. I'm not thinking that deeply about it. It's whatever.
I mean, but we are talking deeply.
We are talking deeply, but it's not that deep in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I like to hear women like in rock bands, like rock music, women vocals in rock songs.
And you think that translates?
Sounds so fucking cool. It sounds so badass.
I agree. But like half of my favorite musicians are women.
I don't know. There's a psychology around it. I don't know exactly how to explain it.
Well, I don't know it either. That's why I'm asking you.
I'm not that much of a perv, okay? I promise. I'm not that much of a pervert. I think I can get a little bit of video for like the outro. Okay. But this is what happens when you don't have a paid cameraman. See, we don't have our light anymore, but it's okay.
All right, Brody, you are a fantastic human being. You are a feminist out of all your qualities. Let's highlight that for the outro. And yeah, man, I love your motivation. I love your values. You're not a man that
loves to waste his time. You stay at home, you stay true to your craft, and this first podcast was very very enjoyable.
Like
I've never had any podcast feel as enjoyable and natural. Like
Agreed.
I think the more we do this, the more we're gonna even have more fun, casual, interesting conversations.
Yeah, dude. We didn't even have to go. I mean, we unintentionally didn't even have to look at the things we had ideas about, but we still ended up talking about them.
Yeah.
Like we can just do that. So that's like
improv.
Cool. Yeah. Like this honestly, this is a cool conversation. I hope, if we decide to put it out there, for people to listen to, I hope they kind of engage with it and they enjoy it, even though
And I'd highly recommend to all of our listeners, please have a batanga. It will change your life.
So we're gonna put a video at the beginning.
Yeah.
Of how we make that.
You can have it through the podcasts, at the end of the podcast, before the podcast. Just keep drinking batangas.
You can call it Brotonga.
You can drink our Brotongas.
I think I love that drink more than anybody in the world, and my name is Brody, so it's called a Batonga. May as well call it a Brotonga.
But drinks as well.